Assalamu alaikum students. This lecture is for the class 6th. We are discussing about the elements of democracy. We discussed about the two elements, that is, one is the participation and another is the accountability. As you know that democracy is the form of government which is by the people. It is the people who chose the representatives, and people participate in the process of democracy through electing their representatives by casting the vote. And in return, these representatives are accountable to the people through their policies, through their laws. Whatever the government takes the decision for the people, they are accountable to people, answerable to people. Now, third is the conflict resolution. Conflict resolution means whenever there is any quarrel or any conflict, that should be resolved very carefully, very peacefully. So, the earth has limited natural resources like water, land, water, petrol, etc. The demands on these resources are increasing day by day. As we know that we have the natural resources, but these natural resources are limited, because water, today we saw very much scarcity of water. Petrol, that is also a natural resource, that is very limited. Land is very limited because we degrade land with many things, like we put waste material on the land, we cut the trees, we put the fertility of land to the low level. We degrade these things by our own actions, but these are natural resources, we should preserve them. But their increase is, the demand for these resources is increasing day by day, because these are limited. That's why we demand them more and more. When the resources are limited but the demands on it many, there is conflict between the various people, because as we know that water, land, petrol, diesel, coal, these all are natural resources. These all are limited. People demand them more and more. That's why when we demand more and more, there arises conflict between the people. So there arises conflict. So, like we said, in democracy, there are various established methods to resolve such conflicts. When there is conflict, any quarrel between people, there is that body who resolves these, who solves these conflicts. The judiciary is the main body which deals with conflict resolution in a democracy. So in democracy, we have the power which lies in the hands of judiciary, in the hands of courts. That's why they help people to resolve all the conflicts between them. The court is an important body that resolves conflicts in a fair manner. That means in a proper way, in a fair manner. The courts decide all the conflicts. The court resolve all the conflicts between the people on anything. The police is another body which deals with conflict resolution. That means another platform or another body is the police, which maintains law and order, which resolves any conflict between the people. So we can say that whether on the natural resources, whether on any issue, there are more than one body which resolves all the conflicts between the people. There is judiciary, there is police. Judiciary means courts are there to resolve all the conflicts. Police is there to resolve the conflicts. The court is an important body that resolves conflicts in a fair manner. The police is another body which deals with the conflict resolution. So these two platforms, these two bodies are there which help people to resolve their conflicts between them. Another element of democracy is concern for equality and justice. We can say that equality means giving equal opportunities to the people. Equality means bringing all the sections of the society into one platform, whether from low caste, whether from upper caste, whether from Brahmanas, whether from Kshatriyas, whether from any caste, any religion, any gender, any color, all should be treated equally. And justice means giving freedom, giving everyone equal share to in any field. That means in democracy, all are treated equally, all are equal in the eyes of the law. That means before the law, before the government, before the judiciary, before the constitution, everyone is equal, whether male, female, whether low caste, upper caste, middle caste, whether from any religion, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Christians, all are equal before the law. In India, millions of people suffer because of the caste system and the system of untouchability. This is the reality. We have today caste system and system of untouchability. No, there is no confusion that there is are the provisions which prevented this untouchability, like we have the fundamental right article 17 which prevents untouchability, but still it is in the roots of Indian people. The caste system, people are discriminated on the basis of caste. It is the failure of the implementation of laws. The laws are not properly implemented. That's why these evils, social evils, are still prevalent in the society. These are still prevalent in our society. Seats are reserved for them in parliament, educational institutions, and the government undertaking. So we can say if there is caste system of untouchability, but there are some provisions which help them to improve in the society, like we have the reserved categories in the parliament, in the educational system, in the government offices, like OBCs, SC, ST, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other backward classes, reservation for women. So there are provisions also to uplift our society, to uplift our people. Another problems, like we have the main problems facing the government is the gender bias in India. Also, the government has launched several projects to prevent female infanticide. Girls are given free schooling. When there are problems, there are solutions also. Like we have caste system untouchability, but there are provisions for upliftment of the lower standard of the society's people, the lower castes, the untouchables. These are uplifted in the society. If there is problem, government is facing gender bias, that females are discriminated against the males, but there are several provisions government has launched to prevent female infanticide. That means girls were killed in the wombs, the mother's womb, or girls were killed when they got the birth. But there are some provisions where girls are giving free schooling, like we have the right to education, article 21, that give up to the 14 years every child is given free education. So if there is problem, there is solution also. Another thing is there are some of the more important elements of democracy that make it the most accepted form of government in the modern world. That means if we have the elements like participation, accountability, conflict resolution, concern for equality and justice, these are the elements of democracy. These elements make the democracy very strong government, because democracy ensures the people that this form of government will give you the platform for participation in elections. The government is accountable, answerable to the people. It provides conflict resolution. It resolves all the conflicts through courts, through police. It is providing equality and justice. If there are social evils in the society like caste system, untouchability, female infanticide, even gender bias, but there are solutions also. There is reservation policies in the parliament, educational institution, government offices. There is the provisions for prevent female infanticide. Girls are given free schooling. These all elements ensures the democracy is the best form of government, and it holds the roots of government very properly through this democratic form of government. This was about the elements of the democracy. Thank you.